This is Single-Pak Link. To learn more about the Gameboy Advance Single-Pak multiplayer functionality, such as how to connect compatible games with GBA link cables, be sure to check out my how-to video, link in the description. Generations Boundish is one of 2 GBA games to offer a Single-Pak Link multiplayer mode by exclusively using the wireless adapters. A standard link cable will not work, making the multiplayer connection also requires an additional step. First, the host GBA needs to select the download option when player 2's empty GBA is powered on and connected with a wireless adapter. The host cartridge will then send the program to the empty GBA, which takes several seconds. When completed, the host GBA then needs to choose the 2-player option. The game doesn't automatically jump into a multiplayer match. Boundish is basically a Pong-like Arkanoid clone but with a minimalist presentation and 4 gameplay modes. Each mode can be set to either a point or timed match. The first mode is called Pool Flower, and it's basically air hockey but with these colored bubbles that randomly float through the table. The color of the bubble will change to your color as the ball ricochets to the opponent's side. So if the blue guy bumps into a red bubble, it will cause negative effects like slowing movement or bouncing a ball in a different direction. This colored bubble mechanic adds a fun, random twist to classic Pong gameplay. The second mode is called Power Slider and retains the same air hockey gameplay but restricts movement to the perimeter of a figure 8. If that wasn't enough, the ball leaves pegs on the game board, which can cause the ball to bounce in random directions. Tapping the A button at the right time can also add spin to the ball, again making it more difficult for your opponent to return fire. Human League is the third option and has each player controlling 2 human paddles at once. The front paddle can move in any direction while the back paddle is restricted to vertical movements. Besides doubling the amount of paddles, the gimmick with this mode comes from the speed of the ball. With each ricochet, the ball slightly increases in speed. Also, the paddles bounce with an elastic property, like it's waving in a spider web. Wild Go Round is by far the most difficult of the 4 gameplay modes. Instead of hitting a ball through your opponent's goal on the other side of the screen, the goal instead is to alternate volleys. However, the spinning record player causes the ball to strongly orbit around the perimeter, making it difficult to get a good volley going. While I appreciate the creative literal spin, this is the worst mode out of the bunch, but it's still playable. Just keep in mind, if you want to play a different mode, you need to repeat the downloading steps each time. However, the music that plays, which is the first thing that gets omitted from any Single-Pak linkable game, is rather pleasant and perfectly matches the artistic visual presentation. And uniquely, after a wireless match has been played against a human, the empty GBA player can then choose to play a match against competent AI. Even though it might not look like much, there's actually quite a bit of game that gets packed into the tiny amount of GBA RAM. It's strange that the multiplayer mode can only be accessed through the use of the wireless adapters, but this is one Pong clone you're going to want to play with a wireless buddy. The Japan-exclusive Bit Generation games are simple but fun and creative games that do a lot with a little. Shame they were never released in America, and they come highly recommended. But what do you think? Did you know about Generations Boundish? Do you own a pair of the wireless adapters that originally came bundled with the GBA Pokemon games? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this Single-Pak Link coverage, be sure to check out my Single-Pak playlist because I covered every GBA game that supports this forgotten and neglected feature. Links will be in the description. Until next time, thank you for watching and game on!